live, guys. I know we're 5 minutes early, but I thought Friday night, who cares? Let's
Who cares?
go.
Yeah, let's do it.
How is everyone? It's Friday night, and let's just go for it. As everyone knows, we have a special guest. Well, in fact, do you know what? I've kidnapped him. I've put him in the dungeon. I've decided that's it. He's in my team. But I thought, do you know what? Let's get to know him. I've had him lurking in my chat. I've had him lurking. So I want to get to know him, and I want you guys to get to know him as well. Everyone, please put your hands up for this man, Martin Stewart. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm good, thank you.
How are you?
I'm tired. I'm good. You know, when I always, I've been busy all day today, but now I'm sort of relaxing a little bit.
Yeah.
Settled down, chatting to you guys. It's all good.
What was
Mr.
that? Like, what
That
was
was
that?
me. That was me.
Lord Lucan, are you having a drink?
I am, yeah.
It's Friday night.
Nice.
On the London Pride.
Noreen, baby.
Noreen.
Hi, Noreen.
Hi, Noreen, you all right?
So, Noreen, I've kidnapped Martin. He's the new person to the dungeon. Noreen's like, yay, on yourself. I'm actually more alive this week, so more alive tonight, so he doesn't need to walk. I can actually put him in tonight. So, Martin, obviously on Tuesday, it was kind of all over the shop. It wasn't actually a movie night. It was kind of all over the shop. So we'll kind of start all over again. Do you want to tell people who you are and a bit, how you get into the paranormal, love?
Yeah. I mean, really, truly, I from a very young age. I mean, Mum was a bit psychic, but she had something around her. A lot of people called her Witchy Woo, Genie Witchy Woo. She said when it was going to rain, she tells somebody it was going to trouble. You know, she'd already had it in her head. She'd sort it out. My real dad was like a travelling farmer, basically, gypsy type.
What do you mean, poor Martin?
And I think it's sort of.
My eyes are on you, Noreen Hill. She said, poor Martin. She should be saying, on yourself, Louise.
Well, and you know, and I sort of picked up on certain things when I was very young. My boys have picked up on stuff because I have 4 boys. I don't see them, unfortunately. When they were younger, they all had like little things that they said to me, and they wouldn't have known necessarily anything about their nan and stuff like that. So there's obviously runs in the family, but I'd never really sort of the life I was brought up in. I was labouring on building sites and stuff like that. Never really sort of been able to chat about it without getting the mick taken out of me. So I kept quiet. Days I don't care. You know, I know what that is. I know what I feel. I wouldn't class myself as a medium. I'm more of a sensitive. You know.
Yeah.
Noreen says, leave the poor lad alone, Lo. I can't help myself, Noreen. I can't help myself. I have an addiction. You tell her, Noreen. Right, I know what arsehole wrote that. Well, do you know what it is? I just have to have a you co-host every time. It's like, it's an addiction, Noreen. I need help.
Not just you, though, I don't think.
I told you that confident backstage.
But yeah, so I mean, I've ran some groups paranormal wise. I've done it seriously. I've got into it for sort of like about 35 years, something like that. got a little bit more involved with certain things. And again, as I said, I didn't like the politics, the bitchiness, the backstabbing of a lot of bigger groups and things it was going. And the bigger the group, the more you get little splinter groups in those groups, trouble. So I stick to my own sort of investigations now. So I work with a guy called Lee from Froome Paranormal. We haven't done a great deal because through personal circumstances, but we go out quite a lot together and investigate a lot of different places and different things as well.
What was your first paranormal experience?
It was probably when I was really young, but I didn't know what was happening. If that makes sense. But the real one, it shook me. I'd done some security work in an old school in Gloucester, and I actually seen a full-on apparition. It was Tudor with the cravats and everything else, the ruffle, proper clothes. And it was down a long corridor. It turned around and he looked at me. Then I just disappeared.
Oh my God.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And nobody would actually go and work there in the security group. They all had enough. All these big burly guys were like, so I was about 16, and I stayed there. Most people stayed there for about 3 nights. I stayed there for 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
I actually love such a presence and the story behind it. I found out more, and I like my history and that he was there. It resonated with me because it was a naughty boys' school. Quite close.
Yeah.
That's what resonates with you.
Sort of, I had that sort of connection with it anyway.
Yeah.
But I was never hassled by it or anything like that. It was just kept opening. The doors would open, and I'd actually lock and go around and lock them all night. And they just open again.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that was the earliest one. I must have been like for an apparition like that. But again, there was so many different little things that I just thought was normal.
Yeah.
And people felt it all the time and stuff like that. And again, learning it now and being where I am and understanding it, a lot of people do feel these, but they just don't equate to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know, funny you should mention that because I explored funny enough, a boys' school once in where I stay in an undisclosed location. And when I was in exploring, I wasn't actually doing a paranormal investigation. It was actually just urban exploring. So it was just having a look. It wasn't really doing a paranormal investigation. The place was actually beautiful. The staircase was still there in perfect mint condition. And I just happened to get into this room, and the person that I was very separated from myself, what he did was he went upstairs, and I went into this room. Just as I went into the room, I turned round and I seen a full body apparition of this man, and I let out a scream because I can still see him, white cloak, with a bald head, walking behind me, and I let a scream out. But I thought somebody was actually there. When I went out the room, at the bottom of the corridor was just a wall, and I checked out other rooms. There was no one else there.
Yeah.
Like there was nobody there, and I was honestly, my heart was beating, and I was like, "Whoa!" But I still explored the place because I thought I still want to see the rest of it. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it was amazing because there was still paperwork left, old paperwork left with this place.
See, that's reasons why I really love it, because when you do the history in certain places and you look at you find little gems like that.
Yeah.
You know, they photograph an old letter for some sort of goods they've had or something, and it's dating back to 1800 something. It just leads you into your mind, explore things, what happened there.
It puts you in that place, doesn't it? And that time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hiya Terry, how you doing, love? Welcome to the show. Nori says Richard is staying quiet. He's enjoying the rest. Is he staying quiet? Don't you give him a big head bob looking?
The last investigation I went on, we found went to Slape Airfield in Shrewsbury, and we found
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there.
with Russ Bevins, like Wednesbury Paranormal, and we found. Well, we went in this one room, and Gemma, the medium, she came across a big bloke with a really his moustache is black and it's perfectly square on his face. And we were talking about this bloke. She says he's not a very nice bloke and all this, and telling us all about stuff. And we was going through some old paperwork and we found these cartoon drawings. We were like, oh, that's interesting. And then we turned the page, and guess what was on the next page? A caricature of this bloke in all his uniform and this big black moustache that went across his face. He says that's what I'm seeing. She says that's the type of person I'm seeing.
I met him, Richard.
What, the bloke with the moustache?
Yeah, I met him. In fact, when you come out to that canteen, you go downstairs, you go down that corridor, and it's in the room on the left. And I didn't know because we were just taken, and I had one person with me, and the leaders of the teams that they come with me. They took me, and I went down there and I walked in, and he was there. He's an old sergeant, retired like sergeant.
Yeah, right.
He had a stick, but he wasn't using it like that. It was more like he was using it to lean on because he was still there.
Yeah, Peter was drawn with his stick down.
Yeah, very smart man, very strict.
Yeah, but we found out that the pictures were drawn by a bloke who was at Slape Airfield. He did his time there, and he went off to America, and he was drawing for all like the films and stuff, doing all cartoon things for different companies in America, and he was quite a famous artist.
That's good.
So that was a bit of history we found out from there, which I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
it is great when you find that connection as well. And when you can sort of line up everything that happened out of that one person's story. You could have 4 or 5 different people around him. They all have a part in that history and the energies are in that place.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. So, is any of you guys would like to ask him a question?
That's good.
How often do you manage to go out on investigations, and what's your favourite doable investigation that you prefer to do? I know you don't like to go in a big group. I'd rather have it small, myself personally. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the camaraderie of bigger groups and the build up and the banter going on with different things. Like, it's not about that. It's more to do with, for me, investigations itself, cutting the noise pollution down. The bigger groups you are, you're always going to get a little bit of chat, somebody from another group, or a scream that somebody's jumped out on or something. So you have to discount a lot of the evidence that you're getting because of that. But I mean, things like I love doing it sounds a bit different, woodland, quarries, mines, things like it's and we've even done like beaches around Cornwall, coves and things like that. And I'd sort of do anywhere, but one of the things I try and keep in mind is there's energies everywhere. It doesn't have to be in the day, the night. It's every time, no matter what the time is, where it is. If you feel that sort of, they're there. You can investigate just as good in the daytime, apart from the noise. There's a lot more background noise, so you won't have to rely on EVPs. But if you sense, you feel that. You know. But again, there's so many things, and I don't go out as much as I want. In fairness to it, due to one thing and another, I'm in a motorhome at the moment, which is not very well, so I can't travel around. But again, it could be next door. And I've had people come in now for the last couple of months. There's people coming to us, me and a friend. They have problems at their house. They want us to go and sort it out and go and help them find out what's there in the background, do a bit of cleansing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, but again, I love investigating everything. UFOs, stargazing. I love the cat phenomena.
Yeah, I love the
you know,
UFOs and the stargazing. I love stargazing.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
yeah.
quite lucky where I stay.
yeah,
But I'd rather be at lucky air and stay
Yeah.
somewhere where I get the. Even though I'm quite lucky and I see plenty of stars because I'm in a star trap. I would rather be at lucky air and stay in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
and have an absolute star trap and look at the
Mm.
stars and see the UFOs. But I'm quite happy seeing the stars. So yeah, and I love you.
I think if anybody's got the connecting, it might not be their first choice, but they all have that appreciation.
Oh God, yeah.
That sort of thing in the earth, in the wind, the rain, that sort of thing. You have that sort of feeling about it. There's certain days that people like when it's windy, and it's specifically because it's windy. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
That's why I love going
Yeah.
down the beach when it's wild weather, and I love seeing the waves come up there. For somebody that has a fear of deep water, and I'll not go down to the deep side of the swimming pool, and can't swim, but I love seeing the waves come up over me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love seeing them come up, and would probably be that type of lassie that would watch a tsunami come in quite happily. I'm nuts that way, but that's my style. I love watching the sea. I've always been fascinated with the sea and the wild weather. I'm the type of lassie that if there was a hurricane coming and a tornado coming, that I'd be out there watching it quite happily and chasing it halfway down the road.
I used to do a bit of storm chasing into that down Cornwall on the south coast. Obviously, at the moment I'm in Bristol, but I sort of travel around a little bit. And it's quite nice to actually get out there and do a bit of that sort of stuff, because it's just an appreciation of how actually small you are in consideration of everything else. There's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
I
think I'm going to get into storm chasing as the years go on, because this country's going to get having tornadoes and stuff.
See, to be honest, I would say I've got to watch my mouth because of YouTube, that year that everybody knows. But I would say that the weather has pretty much changed, and I don't care what MD says, because I would say the weather has changed dramatically in the world.
It does, yeah.
The summers back when I was a child, back in the 90s, I can remember vaguely, being where my gran would be chasing me around the garden with the sunscreen, trying to put it on me, and I'd be like, no, I don't need that, thank you. And then her gave me into bother for, being that stubborn child that, I'm gran, I'm like, ow, sunstroke, haha. And I'm like that, it's raining, can't enjoy the summer. But then that year, all of a sudden, I was getting burnt 3 days in a row. And the winters were then suddenly becoming like warm, where you would have a 2-day spell of coldness, and then the rest was not bad.
You had proper seasons almost, where it changed and you knew it was changing, but now it seems to roll into one.
Yeah, and then we had
you're right.
The wildest storm since 1998 up in Scotland, where the trees were like the wind was coming down. I would have been out in that, watching that, like unreal. Bearing in mind, even though I'm a chunky monkey, even though I don't look it, I'm a bit of a chunky monkey. It's the only saving grace is my height. Though I like to say I'm 5'11", but I'm really 5'8". I'm disappointed. I like to say I'm 5'11".
It's the hills.
Is it? Do you know what it is? It's my big feet, my size 10.5 feet. Now I'm awful glad that my big boobs make up for it, because if I was a guy, I would be an awful lucky. I'd be an awful lucky guy, right? So so as I said, obviously, you know, I would honestly be swept away, but I wouldn't care, because I would be out doing something I love, chasing storms.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is also, how can I put it? Now, sometimes when people go for a lot of stuff, they've had a lot of adrenaline naturally, let's say, from certain aspects of struggles and having to get through things and certain things. And the normal sort of people that haven't had that get their adrenaline rushes from the roller coasters and stuff like that. Where, as I would say, I want to get that adrenaline rush by doing something completely different and a bit more outboard.
No, Noreen, it's not crip tits for me, it's big tits, but I crip tits for you, Martin. Well, I'll tell you what, Noreen, you and me could be the big crip tits together.
But yeah, I know what you mean about that, though, because it does give you all the paranormal work that I do. When I actually get up and go out, or even sky watching.
Oh, here comes my brother for another mother.
And the thing is,
hey,
I get a proper buzz off it. It's like a drug.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Nick, this is Martin. Martin, this is my brother for another mother.
Hi there,
mate. Nice to meet you, Martin.
No, Nick. We have been friends for a long time.
Yes.
I have calculated it is 6 years next year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
6 years we have been brother and sister.
That's
I love
correct.
you. You know?
What was that part? I mean, I accidentally cut you off. What was that you said?
I said 6 years we have been brother and sister next year. I love you. But when the hell are you got? When am I going to fucking break you? I was telling Martin about you, telling Martin all about you, and I was like that. You know, I have broke people. I've been able to break people in about seconds flat. I says I have been best friends like a brother for another mother. I says I've been with this guy for, nearly 6 years. I says, and I've no broken once. I says,
don't let her do it, mate. Don't let her do it.
Just go shut your face and stop encouraging them.
Well, first
What's
off,
been going on in Nick's world?
Not much. The reason why I was a few minutes late was because I had to push this back for several days. I'm still trying to do this right now. I'm trying to put the last of the Thanksgiving decorations away, and now I'm getting the Christmas decorations out. So, but apart from that, not really much else.
Nick, don't say you were a little late. Come on, it's next time. It's 23 minutes. You were late, you bastard.
Yeah, but this time it was only like 15, 17 minutes this time.
Oh, okay. Don't you add kid on time. You know magic time.
The only other thing I could think of too is, of course, I've still been playing Minecraft with Tom K.
Listen, I heard about this last night. I don't want to hear about this. I heard this for Tom last night because I was kidding Tom on, and I said, "Well, I'll tell you what." I says, "I'll just jump down the hole and drop a few TT on your bed and blow you sky high."
Yeah, you probably would be banned very quickly, but honestly, it would be kind of worth it.
I would love to blow that man sky high. I just like
he has apparently a secret base now, which I've been trying to search for ever since. Apparently, the rest of the guys know, but I don't. So I'm constantly on the search for him.
In fact, he did say to me, right? Know what he said? I'll tell you right. He did say to me what his base was. He says, Lois, he says, if I tell you where my base is, will you no tell Nick? I says, not. I says, like a sister. I says, I won't tell Nick. Cross my heart. I says, and know what he says? He says, go and tell Nick, fuck all. So, I think you should go tell him. So what do you tell him?
I've just been saying to him most of the time that I will find you.
and
well, that's it.
Man, you are killing me. God.
It's been a long day already for me.
Yeah, I know. I've had it the same. Yeah.
It's only after. It's not even 2:30 in the afternoon over here.
Nick, it's been a long day, and you want to let some steam off. Let it out, brother. Let it out.
I can't think of anything right now.
You're like one of those fishermen that go out and never catch anything.
I want you to let it out. Just let it go. Let it go.
Oh, no.
I'm not exactly sure what you want me to say.
Nori says for causing interruption. Hi, Nick. No, long time. See.
Good to see you, Nori.
It keeps breaking up for me at the moment, fortunately.
Yeah, it keeps breaking up.
Right. Let me have a look. Let me see.
I thought it was just me.
It's a few minutes in Nick time.
Yeah, it usually is.
And she said, sorry for causing interruption, Martin. And hi, Nick, long time no see. It's a few minutes in Nick time. Yeah. And Terry Crozier, hello from Texas, NSPTV, Paranormal Podcast. Hello over there in Texas. Hope you're all okay.
Oh, Terry. I remember Terry. It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Back again.
I was going to say, where the hell did Lois go?
You know what it is? It's because I'm trying to break Nick. The feels like that. Screw you, bitch. Still going that.
I really don't know what you want me to say, honestly.
I want to. Do you know what they say in therapy? It's really good to let out your emotions.
Yeah.
So just let it out.
No, can I just ask, Lo, how the fuck have you come up with the same name as me? I know you like me, but you're just taking the piss now.
No, it's not taking the piss. Right, 2 seconds, because I've got money coming in.
You've got Lord Richard there, Lo. She's talking.
She froze again.
No, I don't think she's frozen.
Yeah. No, she's back. Why have you got the same name as me, Lo?
Oh, just because you're my idol.
I know you just love me.
No, what it is, it's because you're my idol and I really look up to you. I think you're just wonderful.
Well, I can understand that, Lo, but you know, it's your show.
You like twins?
In that case, I'll be fucking changing it now.
On the screen to where you are. She's got all up to you.
Oh yeah.
Is that Gary in the background?
It is, yes.
It is.
Hi.
So is there anybody? Hi. Is there anybody out there doing any invests between now and Christmas time?
Yeah, me.
Oh yeah, where you going?
Gonna go to Lillishall Abbey because Gemma's never ever been there in her life, so I thought may as well take her there and see what she picks up on.
Right.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, will actually. Yeah.
I've got a couple of sort of private investigations to do, people's houses, but I've been contacted by one of the little pubs around the area that has never been investigated, but it dates back to I think 1730 something.
Oh, very nice.
So it's sort of they're wanting to know how the investigation side of things work and stuff like that. So we're going to have a meet up with them,
Yeah.
and maybe do a little mini investigation there when we're actually there, just to see what is actually there.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can pick up on.
You wouldn't be able to stop yourself.
Yeah.
You'd have to just, even if they
That'd be
won't do it,
breakneck.com.
walk round, couldn't you? You know.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, if he wants me to do an investigation and stuff at places, I always say to have a sort of go at it to see what I pick up on and so on, because otherwise it's not. If it's just like a modern pub with no background, they just want to make money out of it. It's you've got to be sensible.
No, you're sitting there quiet all night, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the land can have history to it as well,
Yeah.
But it's sometimes people trying to jump on the bandwagon to make money to get you into these pubs and places that are struggling. I get it, but there's got to be some sort of justification for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick is well away there.
No, sorry, I'm just sharing this out. So
Oh.
Oh, thank you. You're a good brother. Thank you.
I try my best.
So what's the weather like round everybody at the moment? What's it like, Martin, down there?
Absolutely
Yeah,
horrendous.
yeah.
Been raining. The wind picked up a little bit, but it's now died off a little bit.
It went freezing earlier on. I thought, is the tide coming in? Because when the tide comes in, we normally get a good wind and you get a smell, don't you?
Yeah, over here
Where you sat next to?
Low's gone. Low's gone.
We're all done the name changes.
Yeah, over here it's freezing over here. It's like 20. It's like it was even colder last night. It was like 4 degrees, and we have had constant. Well, I wouldn't say constant. We've already had a lot of snow pack up over here in Chicago.
Wow.
And it's supposed to snow again. Yeah, we got like 6-7 inches of snow, and it was we got more along the way coming on Sunday. What the hell did you do to my name? I just noticed that. Nick fucking
Something tickled your pink, Lou.
By the way, I'm an arse.
Yeah, I knew. In all the years I've known you, I know that all too well.
Oh, dear me.
You can't trust me. You can't trust me with your phone. You can't trust me with anything. I'm always up to mischief.
Of course you are.
See, it's like one of those the pixies, always something troublesome.
I
Yes,
am.
aren't they? Yes, they are. Has anybody been watching all those little cartoons they've been putting on Facebook with all the little forest animals? Have you been watching them?
No.
I've
watched a few.
Really watched anything.
Yeah. Oh, they're so cute. I want to go and live in their house.
Do you know
with
what?
the hedgehogs and the little rabbits, you know, having bits of food.
Oh, oh, bless. So what's everybody's plans for Christmas now? Bear in mind, everybody, actually, before I forget, we are nearly rolling up for Christmas this year, guys. We're nearly coming to the end of this year and the end of the show. Wait till I look at the date. I can't actually believe that we're nearly finishing for our holidays. I'm actually looking forward to it. I will miss you guys. Noreen will die off. She'll no hear big cryptids. We have got 2 more weeks, guys, of shows. 2 more weeks of shows, and then that will be us done until January. I might extend the January holiday, but I need a think in that one. Depends. Leave it with me.
Yeah. It's gone this quick this year, hasn't it? Gone very quick.
It really has. Oh, there's that big oaf. Hello.
I've always been here.
I never noticed him until I seen the big arm there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me.
Until I seen him in the
Oh,
background.
there he is. There he is.
I'm
There he
here.
is.
What's on your t-shirt?
Oh, it's a Christmas one. It says, what is it? I don't know.
Says the most wonderful time for a beer.
Noreen says,
Yeah.
I will find you. Oh,
Yes,
I bet you will, Liam. I bet you
thought
will,
she was
Liam
repeating.
Nielsen.
I thought she was repeating for what I said. I was going to say that I would find Tom in his secret base in Minecraft.
Noreen,
Do you know
don't
what?
you-
We're going to have to think about also a suggestion for one of the shows for Fools and Ghouls. Now, one of my suggestions is naughty names. Nick, you like this? Naughty towns and villages names, yeah?
Oh my
Where
God.
are they? Yeah, where are
Where the hell
they?
is Tom?
Well, I
I'm
was
just gonna
actually
say right now,
thinking.
Where the
I
hell
was
is
actually-
Tom where the hell is Tom when we need him for this?
Well, I was actually thinking, guys, right? Since I really do need to let my hair down, right? I was thinking, right, but leave it with me because I need to run it by Jeremy. I don't see it being a problem because he trusts me 1,000,000% and he probably is giving up on me by now because of my nonsense.
That's more like it. Giving up.
He's given up with me with my nonsense by now. He's probably just went, there's no talking to that lassie. But probably the last week he shows, I'll probably just let loose and go mad with the shows.
So what's going to be different?
I know what you're for. Nori says, fancy not doing no shows, leaving poor old ladies all lonely over Christmas. Noreen, I'll tell you what, sweet cheeks, I'll do a show for you, but I'll do a recording, and I'll send it to you. Oh, you make me feel. No, you made me feel bad, Noreen. See you, Noreen. I love you.
Oh, I'm going over there. I'll come over to see you, Noreen.
I feel bad now.
You'll be blocking the doors with wood and everything, nailing the doors shut.
Now, do you know what, Noreen? I'll come down and I will sing you a Christmas carol at your door.
No.
That's a great idea. Christmas carol
And
night.
I think I'm kind of with Martin.
Yeah, listen, Martin's been in only in 2 minutes as a co-host, and you pair of bastards are going to gang up with me.
I'm kidding.
I don't do things like that.
Lois.
Aye, same with you and you too, Martin.
That's close to swearing, I suppose.
I can't torment you in a recorded one. Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll miss you. I will miss you. But well, Martin just better not consider himself at home because I'll be Opa and Pa somewhere else. But it'll be a good one. In fact, this year has went in pretty quick. In fact, the week before the 2 last shows, I think we should do one where we talk about our shows this year. Our good points and our best of the year.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Because definitely we've worked hard this year, guys. We definitely have worked this year. Same as every other year, we've definitely worked, and I would say we've put a lot of work in, and we've come out the other side.
Yeah.
It's been
interesting.
It's been interesting.
At least it's moving forwards and not backwards.
And we've met some lovely people. Yeah,
we've met some strange people, but I won't name any names. That maybe
there is one strange person that I will say that we have met frequently along the way, and that's undoubtedly Pickle Tom.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you what I want to do for a laugh. That we should do for a laugh. We should have an award ceremony for a laugh, and for the
award ceremony. Yeah.
The weirdest guy, Lord Lucan.
There isn't a Lord Lucan. I don't know what you're getting on about. Lord Lucan's gone.
Aye, you don't need to tell me. But yeah, definitely that would be fun, guys. That would be really, really fun. But Noreen, do you know what? We have had some laughs. And do you know what? See, when I come off at the computer at night after doing a podcast, I feel refreshed. Like tonight, I felt really shit before I came on here, and do you know what? I've actually came. Hope you weren't referring to little me. No, darling. See, if I had to give you one, you would have your own special reward.
Can you rephrase that?
And do you know what it would? Know what your reward would be? The one with the chocolate sauce.
That sounds terrible.
She'll batter me. Hiya, Kelly. Long time no see.
Hey, Kelly.
But I felt shit earlier on. But see now, like I've come on with you guys and I've had a laugh and that, and I've laid back and things like that. I actually feel a wee bit better.
I think this is what these sort of things are really good for as well.
Yes,
just really, for the viewers, for everybody involved and stuff. It's like the real community spirit.
It is, and it's not just that as well. You come on here, you have a laugh, you forget what goes on around about you. It's like stepping into another world. It's like, you can come on here, you can have a laugh, you interact with the viewers, and you make their night as well, because you don't know what goes on behind their closed doors. You don't know, if they have MD, you don't know, you don't know who you're talking to behind these screens. So it's, see, as long as you're making one of them happy, that job done. You don't need to make everybody happy. Just see, as long as you make one happy, and you're the last person that they see at night. Bam.
That's exactly it.
That means the big guy up the stair, I've got my ticket in. I made somebody happy. I'm not doing there anymore. I meant when you said you met some strange people. Listen, I've met some strange people, especially that guy that way. That way,
There's 3 of them there. There's 3.
You want about Nick?
Wait a minute. Is there that guy up there?
Oh, right.
He was only meant to come in for one show, and somehow he fell in the door.
This will start shouting out to people quietly. Can you help me?
No,
Can you
no,
get me out of this?
it's okay. He's doolally. I'm his carer. I get asked to
You just
look
little
after
screen.
him.
You think it's a screen, but it's actually a little room in her house somewhere.
To be fair, right, guys, I'll tell you what happened. I got asked to look after Martin because he's losing it. I said aye, but nobody came back for him, so I could come in.
I get that
I
a lot.
reckon one night we should come on here all dressed up, like a fancy dress.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice.
I'll dress as Kathy Bates. I'll have to tie Martin. I'll have to tie Martin
With
to the
your
bed.
sledgehammer.
I'll have to help Martin though, because I'll have to tie him to the bed. Me, I'd not in that way. Just for seen the misery. If you've ever seen misery. Nori says, on a serious note, you all brighten my day. Do you know what, Noreen? You brighten my day, babe. You are absolutely
sweet,
amazing.
It's
what we're here for. Brighten people's days, talk about crap and
which is normal everyday.
Sometimes it stays related to what we said it would, and then at the times we talk about it for about 5 minutes and then poof, gone.
That's it. Nick, what's her name? Because you've not put that phone down. What's her name? Come on, spell it out.
It's not anybody I'm talking to.
Oh,
I'm just
Get it under his leg.
I'm just putting. Well, you know, it's funny. I am planning something though. I am planning
what? Come on, what's her name? Come on, it's
not even with a single person. With a group of people. I'm putting together
I'm
putting together my annual holiday Christmas party.
He's watching pornographic orgies. That's what he's watching.
Richard, listen, Nick. See if that's your thing. I'm proud of you, son, Nick.
Whatever floats your boats. Whatever floats it. Yeah.
Listen. If I could reach, if I could honestly reach through that computer screen, I'd shake your horn, wee man. Honestly, shake your horn. Nori says, spill the tea, Nick. Spill the tea, Nick. Who is
it's
she?
A whole bunch of people I'm talking to. It's for my Christmas party. I'm going to be having my annual holiday Christmas party that I have every year.
Oh, it's home?
Yeah, here at home. And I also extended the invitation, believe it or not, because she lives not too far from me. I also extended it to Kate and her family.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm just getting the final confirmations because when I get off after this, I got to send out the invite on Facebook.
Oh, you're good, aren't you, Nick? You think of everybody but yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, believe me, I do almost every day. Yeah.
Better take that one.
No, he doesn't. Because see if Nick thought about everyone, he'd be thinking about letting it all out. He'd be thinking about his best pal here, his sister for another further, and he'd be saying to himself, "Do you know what? I should let it out. I should let out my emotions and be like, do you know what? I'm fucking angry. Oh,
Nick, all I think is no one should to tell her to fuck off.
I thought
that
originally
would make her happy.
A few shows back, I was talking about that town in Austria, but you said that doesn't count.
Nick, what if I just told you like one day, right, and I just came on and said, Nick, I really just think you're a dick. What would you do?
No, Nick, he'd probably say, no, you know.
He would probably just go to me, it's all right, Lois, I love you.
Yeah.
I could just imagine right now. This is how I picture it already. Like we're doing a live or something, and you're saying this stuff, and I can't, like, I say it, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody else is backstage, they're like, whoa! It's like a New Year's Eve celebration.
You know what, guys? I probably would say that, but I couldn't keep a straight face because he would just look at me.
I honestly probably could have keep a straight face either because I knew what would be happening.
I know, you break me every time. It's you that fucking breaks me.
And vice versa.
Oh,
You haven't broke yet, Nick.
The man's not for breaking.
oh,
Yeah.
Nick.
I'm not saying I can never break. It's got to take a lot.
Well, we tell Martin the story about what happened when you were in the hospital. Right, wait till you listen to this. This is what's hilarious, Martin, right? So Nick was in the hospital, right, and I was up to high door, right? So
God.
So obviously me and Nick had been on the phone like 10 minutes prior, right? So obviously you will all laugh, right? So he had to go, I think, because he was getting medication or he was about to be moved or something. He says, but give me 10 minutes, right? He says, give me 10 minutes and phone me back. He says, I'm just about to be moved. And I said, no problem. I says, I'll phone you back. And I always say to Nick, I'll see you later. I love you. It's just like what I always say to Nick because we're like brother and sister. 10 minutes came. Oh, fuck. So I phoned back, Nick. I didn't look at the phone. And I went, hiya, handsome. How you feeling? And it was his dad.
Yeah, my dad. That was when my dad was visiting.
And what did his dad say?
His dad's deaf, thank God. I was like, hallelujah. Because I said to Nick, when obviously I was speaking to Nick, I've got a confession. He says, what? I says, man, I'm so sorry. I've crossed a line. He says, what line have you crossed? I says, Nick, I didn't look up when I phoned. I said, I'm so sorry. I says, I'm not into your father, honestly. He says, what? I says, I called your dad handsome. Tell Mrs. Malay I'm sorry. I'm not trying to steal your father. He says, my dad. Right. He says, my dad. He says, my dad's deaf. My dad's deaf anyway. He can't hear you. I says, thank God for that.
He was. I didn't say he wasn't. He was deaf. He just can't hear too well.
Yes. I was like, go me.
I mean, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm just going to say, thank God he didn't hear that then.
That'll teach me for no looking up. There was me saying to Mr. Bullet, oh, hello, handsome.
Hi.
In spite of that hellish time being in the hospital, that was one of the few times where that was like one of the very rare moments where it was actually funny.
Yeah, that was a terrible time for you.
It was. It really was.
Oh my God, man. That was one of the ones where I wanted the gun to open and swallow me.
We nearly come over. Do you know that, Nick? We nearly come over.
I'm not surprised because several other investigators wanted to do the same thing.
That was the one where I had to sit through your family members and go eeny meeny miny mo, catch a tiger by the toe, who the fuck am I messaging?
Well, I can't. Yeah, I would just say this: eeny meeny miny mo, catch us something by the toe. When you're done, bite its bum. Something else.
You're just looking for words that rhyme with
you know what the best it was, I had to go a stalking. I was like this, I feel like a stalker here. And all I could hear was I was like, oh no, this is me. If I think I'm a stalker here, I'm like, right, come on, Nick, son. I was like, and then I was dead nervous. And then when his mum was like, yes, I'm Nick's mum, and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, would I even tell this woman? I'm like, please tell her that you have told her that I'm your Scottish best pal. I was like, I don't want to be messaging this one. She's like, who the hell are you?
See, Nick, I would have made out you didn't know her and she's stalking you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to poke your eyes, mister.
That's all right, I got my glasses on.
See, same to you. But welcome to the team. Are you sure you want to stay now?
Wow.
Well, in fact, you've not really much choice. I need you.
I think I can't get out.
I'll take your shoes away. I'll take your. I'll take everything.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I keep away from any beds.
Aye, please do. I'll even bar the windies.
Guys are killing me tonight.
Yeah, listen, this is what Friday nights are for.
Yeah,
No.
it is.
Well,
It is.
oh,
That's
there's
what I love
Gary in
about
the jazz hands. But yeah, so as you know, Martin, we go down rabbit holes. Once we go down the rabbit holes, yeah, it's a loss. It becomes a lost cause.
We just keep
See,
digging
I
and
already
digging and
knew it was a
digging.
lost cause right from the word go.
You're stuck with us now, Martin. He is well and truly. There's no way out.
No turning back.
Yeah, there's no
See,
way out now.
the funny thing is, I quite like, but there's that because remember that adrenaline thing and that frightening thing I was on about earlier on. This is
Yeah.
what it's about now for me.
Yeah.
Well, that means that we've still got that way to go to the Waverley Sanatorium.
Mhm.
Martin's like that. Oh right, whoa. He says it's bad enough working with you in a podcast, but having to actually investigate with you.
Well,
I
see,
didn't
this
sign
is
up
what I'm
for this
thinking. See, I don't mind, as I say, investigating with anyone, but it's one of these things when you get apprehensive about the investigation and the person that you actually go there with.
Yeah.
Listen, just take some Xanax and you'll be fine.
No, it's all good.
It's okay.
It's
I'll
all
bring
good
some
fun.
chloroform with me. You'll be fine.
Well, what you don't know don't hurt you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll bring a bucket full. I mean, I'll bring a wee bucket.
A bucket full. Right, you only need to drop on a bit of muslin. I know.
See, guys, this is what I'm saying. If I don't come back on, you'll have to send a search party out, okay?
Yeah.
Martin will be going after the heebie-jeebies. He'll be going to the church tomorrow. Please, God. Holy water.
Has anybody ever spent the night in a bothy?
And a brothel.
No, a bothy.
What's a bothy?
Yeah.
Bothy.
Wait, a what?
It's a bothy. It's like an isolated house.
Oh, bothy.
Like a mountain house or something.
Yeah,
like
in the
that.
mountains.
Oh.
So if you ever get stuck anywhere, you can go in and there's always wood for a fire and a little cook and all that lot in there. But it's all
Look
you're
at
supposed to leave
look at that
matches and-
smile while she says that. Noreen,
Hang on. What's going on?
Noreen, darling, you know me. You know what's in my mind right now.
I think we all know what's in your mind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. I don't want. Yes, I do.
Shut up, boy. You're speaking up on me tonight. That's your mum at the bottom. But I was going to say, now I've lost my train of thought. Thanks, Noreen. But no, I've never been. But can you imagine? That would be awesome.
Actually, done an investigation up on Dartmoor. The War Horse was filmed.
Yeah.
The cottage up there, and that is very isolated. Unfortunately, there was a lot of damage. Somebody's been in there and they burnt half of it down by
Oh,
fire inside and stuff. It's a bit boarded up, but
Yeah.
again, it was a spectacular place just to be there where you were, let alone the histories of certain things. Because I sometimes that history can be brought in by certain things like filmings, there sorts of things in the memories of and stuff.
It reignites energies.
So, yes,
yeah.
But yeah, and so I have done that, and I used to live in a house up on a hill, believe it or not, and it was very much built in the war, had a lot of history to it. So I used to sleep there all the time, but to sleep out in the woods on my own a lot of the time as well. So.
Yeah, I love watching that on YouTube. I love watching a lot of that. As you know, then I would love to do things like that and sleep out in the woods.
Well, I wouldn't mind going to the Apple Mountains.
Oh, a man after my own heart.
Nick can take us, Nick.
Yeah.
Take us to the Appalachian Mountains.
What? Jack and Jill went up the hill. Oh no, I wouldn't say in the dirty version.
If I actually investigated the Jack and Jill Hill as well.
I bet you.
Appalachian Mountains.
What happened up Jack and Jill?
Nowhere near those.
Go on, Nick. What was you saying?
No, I am nowhere close to the Appalachian Mountains at all. Because the closest, honestly, the closest to them for me would have to be probably like in eastern southeast. Yeah, it's probably somewhere in eastern southeastern Ohio. It was when they began.
Oh, in fact, that's closer. I know who that'll be closer to. That'll be closer to David Dean's.
It would be, and not only that.
In fact, I would drop him a message. In fact, I'll drop him a message tonight and see how far away the mountains are to David Dean's, because that would be closer to him because he's in Ohio. That's my favorite.
When you really think about it, too, I'm sure Tom is not too far. Because that extends into Pennsylvania.
I don't trust Tom to take me up a mountain. That bastard. He got me in the mountains.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I know it's Pennsylvania and Philly for him, but I'm just going to say it anyway. He would be probably the type of guy who would take you up to the mountains, and before you know it, you start hearing the dueling banjo music, and if you start hearing that, run!
Listen. If I see him sitting there rocking in the wheel, the
that's what I mean. You hear it? I just got one word to say about that: is run.
Yeah.
The time to start worrying is when you see the little piggy running.
Oh, do you know what? Horrible that, isn't it? Isn't that horrible? Oh my God, it goes right through me, that does. Oh, it makes me ill.
No, I must admit though, I would really love to be up into the like I said, the Appalachian Mountains and I really believe that there are up there that you need to experience for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of YouTubers on there doing certain things and mic taking, but there's definitely stuff there.
I'll tell you where I would really, really like to investigate, and it's a lot different. What the hell is that?
I was wondering what that was too.
Gary,
what the hell was that?
Was that Gary running water? It must have been on my. No, it must have been on my side. Maybe.
Like rain, didn't it?
What? Either that or somebody needed the bathroom.
He's filling his penny back up.
Nowhere I would like to go, and it's somewhere extremely different, right? And it's somewhere no one really speaks about. And it's I can't pronounce the first name, but it's where the hikers went missing, and nobody's been able to figure out the mystery.
Yeah.
Is it in Russia?
In Russia. The Davlo Pass.
Dyatlov Pass. That's what it's called. Yeah.
I would love to go and explore that.
Oh, that cottage is still.
That's a very strange place, isn't it? But they've played psychological games with you first of all, because they've set the scene as what it's going to be like. And I know people have gone missing there, but they've ramped it up So they've got psychological fears. People who now go there to go and
Get
have a look
themselves
because
into
they're just scared
yeah.
of what's going to happen. It's all
Well,
psychological.
between there and I would go to the Nevada desert because I would love to investigate what Kenny Veach was trying to investigate, the M cave.
Mm.
Oh, in the
Because I would,
cave,
Yeah.
the M cave, because I do believe there is some truth in Kenny Veach. I do believe that there is some truth in Kenny Veach case. You ever heard of that one, Martin? The Kenny Veach case?
No, well, is that the guy who went up into the mountains to he found a mine or something?
No, he found the M cave.
Yeah.
I do believe, and I'm fascinated with the Nevada desert anyway, but I'm shite at geography, and I'm going to be one of the statistics that go missing in the Nevada desert because honestly, I'm shite at reading compasses, maps, and I would get lost in my own way. Nick, what are you
You
doing?
end up in Cornwall.
I'm just adjusting my sweater. Something went wrong with this thing, and I'm just trying to fix it up. Oh, so you're good. Keep going.
I thought I maybe have needed to put on Dave Rose's stripper there.
It's a wardrobe misfunction, isn't it?
But I do believe that there's actually some truth there. And before anybody thinks that I'm doing the same as Nick, I've got an itchy shoulder. Like, you don't need to stop talking because I've got an itchy shoulder, folks.
We're sitting here like all eye contact, isn't it? Looking at each other.
We're just all interested in your itchy shoulder, that's all.
Yeah, they're all staring at you though.
We're just interested in your itchy shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
I wonder what the reason it's for, you know.
Nick, have you ever been to where is it? Alcatraz.
You know, it's funny. I haven't, but there was one time that many years ago that we did go to California and we could see it from a distance. Unfortunately, this was still at a time though that tours and investigate. Well, I think the tours existed, but as far as investigations, no, you couldn't really do it. So, unfortunately, I never been inside, but I have seen it from a distance. On the other hand,
yeah. Oh.
I really want to, though. I really want to go inside and investigate, especially most people don't seem to know there's actually a dungeon underneath Alcatraz. You guys know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, beauty.
I know somebody that knows that.
Yeah, there's so long story short on that, it's a what was it called? I think it was called like the Citadel or something like that. But when a lot of people go and visit Alcatraz, they not only just have spiritual, experience activity throughout the main prison system itself, but they also have realized that there is also a lot of strange activity for some. Well, at first they think for some reason it's coming from the ground, and they're thinking to themselves like, well, why is there energy coming from the ground up? It doesn't make sense. And it's revealed that deep underneath the prison are the remains of I think it's called the Citadel, which was a brutal Civil War prison that inmates and staff members referred to them as the dungeon. And looking it up real quick, it's called it is. It's the remains of the Citadel. So I was
right. That's interesting. Yeah.
Inmates called the dungeons, and there was a soldier, in fact, that was in that. I don't know exactly what his involvement was, but it was a guy named Jim Cook. He was in the Confederate Army, and he killed his colonel as a result. And his family really went to the extreme with this. They actually cut him all up and threw him down into the Citadel. And I heard this from someone. I don't know how this is even possible, but this is how it was described when I watched it. They cut more pieces apart of him down there, and apparently they said it took him like a few days for him to actually die, which I'm not sure how it's even possible. But then again, they were probably just cutting parts of it of the show, so they probably didn't go into full detail. And it is said, obviously, the vengeful ghost of Jim Cook haunts the dark corridors of the Citadel to this day.
Not surprised.
Would you think that the water around it is haunted on itself as well? Because there's the water that comes up, it flows into Alcatraz itself and around that area. But do you think it would affect the wall around it?
I think so too. I honestly think so, because it's all surrounded by water. That adds an energy component. It adds additions to it. Not to mention, there's also this kind of urban legend that goes, especially along inmates who have tried to escape, that when they jump into the water, because it's San Francisco Bay, I mean, obviously, guards were even known to go up and tell inmates, like, say, hey, I mean, it's almost like an encouragement, saying, well, you're going to try to escape from here. You better be prepared, because it is not, we may only be 2 miles away from land, but it is not an easy journey. The waters are freezing.
Yeah.
It goes down to like 50, 40 degrees. So you got to deal with hypothermia, not to mention, because it's San Francisco Bay, it's part of the ocean. So that means you also got to deal with rip currents. Literally take you out to sea. High tides and waves, you got to worry about drowning. And even on some rare occasions, it's not very common, but they even warned them, because again, we're talking about the ocean here. They even warned them about, what's that?
The shark attacks.
Yeah, sharks too. They actually, they actually would warn them about, because you have to remember, the waters off California are notorious for sharks, especially gray white sharks, even though it's obvious that gray white sharks in particular don't really swim very often to San Francisco Bay, because the waters there are much colder. They prefer warmer waters, but every once in a while, a gray white shark is sometimes known to swim around San Francisco Bay. In fact, a few years ago, there was a tour group that was at Alcatraz. One of them was filming, and they saw seals, which that is a common sight to see. Then all of a sudden, this huge, massive gray white shark breaches out of the water and grabs one of the seals and goes back into the water. So that kind of shed some shred of truth that gray white sharks could, at times, not frequently, they could make visits to Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Well, also when they're like that up in the places, usually it's either they've been hitting off, so they're hungry, they're looking for injured, so they're more susceptible to attack anything they can.
Just to survive, isn't it? A question we're going to throw out there. So, say you done a ghost hunt in Alcatraz and you got possessed by a spirit, could you catch a disease off that spirit that it had?
That's a really good question, actually. That's a really, really good question. I never even thought of that.
Is that asking for a friend?
I think you would be. I think you would be able to, especially if it was something really, really serious.
Because a lot of people there would have had syphilis.
Right.
Yeah. Could you catch syphilis off a spirit?
I think you would.
You done an investigation.
I don't know whether you'd be able to catch the actual. I don't know whether you'd be able to catch it per se as a physical thing, but perhaps you might have the symptoms.
Yeah.
Psychologically, you have a rash or itch, or
So you'd come out of there like itchy and scratchy, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
As long as you didn't get gonorrhea.
Well, the closest thing I've heard of something like that was it's not necessarily a sickness, but there is kind of a connection to it. And unfortunately, this is one of our locations here that sadly was demolished. It doesn't exist anymore, and that's undoubtedly Bobby Mackey's Music World. And
no, they didn't Bobby Mackey's, did they?
Yeah, they demolished it like a year, 2 years ago. Sadly, I was
going to say it was a couple of years.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to investigate when I was 19 years old back in 2012. Yeah, that was my only. Well, I wouldn't say that was my only visit. That was my only investigation I ever did there. We did make 2 other visits to Bobby Mackey's, but unfortunately, we were only able to check it out from the outside because the days that we went, we were investigating another nearby location in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that was Saddamsville Rectory, which was just a few miles away from the Ohio-Kentucky border. But unfortunately, when we tried to go to Bobby Mackey's, it was closed during the days that we were there. I'm just going to throw this out. Contrary to when we investigated Bobby Mackey's back in 2012, it was not like, it was not like we were all thinking, we were going to get possessed, we were going to get attacked, all that. Barely anything happened. In fact, the only thing that occurred that night when we investigated, it happened before we even investigated, was first off, we went in August of 2012. And unfortunately, it was a very uncomfortable night there because it was humid and it was hot. So we were like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever sweat as much. We ever sweat as much as our entire lives as we did that night. But very briefly, we did feel an unexplained cold breeze. And that was it. There was no explanation for it. But that was honestly the only thing I would truly say was paranormal. There was one other person there who obviously wasn't as experienced as the rest of us were. And I'm not going to lie, it still annoys me to this day. She had, I can't tell you how much I was so pressured and wanted to say something about this. She was using the Ghost Radar app on her phone, and she thought she was getting responses out. I can't tell you how much I was like, you're not getting real responses out of there, right? That's just the app that's doing that. But the bottom line of what I'm trying to say about Bobby Mackey's is not necessarily a sickness, but something similar where it seemed almost like this place had kind of a favorite, like kind of a target for women who were pregnant, especially if they were 5.5 months pregnant. Because if you heard the stories about, for example, the history of when it used to be a slaughterhouse, which I think today the well is the only thing that's left, which is also the remnants of the slaughterhouse that once existed long before the building was built. And there was that story involving Pearl Bryant when she was brutally murdered by Alonzo Walling and Scott Jackson in 1892. No, 1897, I'm sorry. And when she was murdered, she was decapitated and her head was allegedly thrown down the well, which the head was never found. But unfortunately, she was 5.5 months pregnant at the time of her murder. Now, we fast forward to almost like 40, 50 years, now into the 1930s. And we have that famous story involving Johanna that apparently was in love with one of the bartenders. And unfortunately, if you guys ever heard the song, her father was very jealous. And he sent someone to kill her lover. And she was enraged by it when she found out. And she ended up killing her father. And then she ended up taking her own life as a result to escape justice. But here's the ironic part. She was 5.5 months pregnant herself when her lover was murdered, and she took her own life. And then finally, when it came to Bobby Mackey, when he purchased the building back in 1978, his wife, who was working alongside with him, for the first couple months, was pushed down the stairs by an unseen force. She was 5.5 months pregnant when that happened.
Oh, there's a pattern there then, isn't there?
Yeah. So they all have something in common, these victims and Bobby's wife, who sadly, she passed away over 15 years ago, back in 2009. But the whole connection is that all 3 of these women were 5.5 months pregnant.
I wonder if the spirit took over and connected with that child.
Could be. Maybe it could have been Pearl Bryant, because Pearl Bryant was the very first victim. And it's often said she's definitely one of the spirits that haunts it. And to this day, they say that, maybe to this day, even with the building gone, her headless spirit is often seen throughout the property, still searching for her missing head.
Oh.
Noreen says, not catch it, but feel symptoms and experience their condition.
I just have to make sure I'm not pregnant if I go to Bowie Mackey's.
Yeah, I mean that's well, I mean you'll probably be in a much safer case because now that the building is gone, you don't have to worry about like staircases or anything like that. But even though the building is gone, that does it's like any haunted location. The building may be gone, but whatever's there probably still remains on the land.
The ethereal energies are still in place.
Yeah.
So many Native American places,
Yeah.
you know, the spirits are still there, and people hear them, see them, and there's some of them the most potent.
Yeah, there's another building I could think of that does show that kind of evidence that things still occur there even after when it's gone. It's not a very well. I mean, it may have been well known maybe 20 years ago, but it hasn't really been featured on very many of the shows or what. Sure, maybe YouTube videos, but and websites. With that said, and that was a location called Summerwind Mansion, located up in northern Wisconsin.
I've seen it.
That location that had been. I mean, that was built over 100 years ago in 1916, and even from the start of its construction, after it had been constructed, there was already paranormal activity that was occurring during the early part of the 20th century. There was a lot of activity that occurred over the decades. Of course, it became more well known in the 70s when I forgot the last name of their families, but when that family moved in and they experienced a lot of activity themselves where they were extremely scared and they had to move out. One of the relatives did try to buy it next, and a few other people did. One of which was trying to have the intention of trying to turn it into a hotel or a restaurant. Of course, those ideas never materialized. But even then, there was still all this act. They would be seeing these ghostly figures and stuff like. And also, strangely, what was odd was in the kitchen area there was a door that had what appeared to be 2 bullet holes. And at one point back in the 70s, one of the family members spoke to the realtor. It turned out she herself used to be an owner of Summerwind along with her husband. And then back in the decades past, back in the 1940s when they were living there, they said they saw the door to the basement open and they saw a ghostly figure standing at the top of the stairs. Her husband immediately took his gun out and fired 2 shots at the door, which point the door is shut. Makes you wonder. So it gives you the idea.
Yes, yeah.
Right, guys, we'll do another 10 minutes because I've got to go in about 10 minutes because I've got to go and do my mini queen bees supper and her hot chocolate. If I don't do it, she'll kick my arse up and down the living room. But
just on a thing that I was saying is a lot of the times I experience certain things. It's always where like traumatic places are. But where's everyone been? It holds like a nice energy, like like a party energy, because obviously certain places had like balls, they had parties and weddings and things like that. What experiences have everyone got of like seeing or feeling something is really nice like that and pleasant?
The best experience I've ever had in my life, like that, I can honestly say, is a place that I've been was a place I went to was in Perth called, and it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful, and it was an old boys' school, but see, believe in that place. You just looked out onto the sea, and it was so relaxing, and it was beautiful, and it was the calming aura about it. But I've done many investigations, and I've even been to places because not all my investigations that I've done that I've went there intending investigations. It's just been I've went for a wee explore that I've found relaxing places. But aye, and there is plenty out there. There is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well,
So, I feel there's so many people that focus on like the negative energies, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's all the apprehension and the build up and the
Yeah.
bad stories.
I,
But there's so many places that hold such energies and such,
Well,
and
even
nice things.
well, and even a location like I just brought up about with Summerwind, it doesn't necessarily say that the spirits there are negative or there was any traumatic event or anything. In fact, I forgot to mention this about Summerwind. Some of the people that reported the paranormal stuff that occurred with Summerwind, even if they weren't living in Summerwind, like the neighbors that lived further down in the hillsides, they sometimes would actually report seeing Summerwind appear differently. Like by the 70s, that building had kind of already fallen apart. But some witnesses had reported, they said that they would see Summerwind from a distance and it would appear almost like it was from another time when it was a lot more cleaner, more nicer, more organized. Like as if, so it almost gives that kind of representation of an earlier time of what Summerwind used to be like when it was far more better maintained and taken care of. And the memories that must have gone through that during that period, even when the owners, like for example, back in the 40s, experienced that, it was almost like it was a representation of what Summerwind used to be in its much better condition days.
Yeah.
sorry, you all sounded like the Daleks again, so I had to come out.
I tell you what's a really good place to go to get that atmospheric feel. And that is, I know I go on about it and I must get on your nerves. It's Mill Street Barracks in St. Helens and by Liverpool up there. Amazing place. Yeah. We've had Vera Lynn tapes playing and the atmosphere has been lifted. It's amazing in there. Absolutely amazing, because that place is, it's existed right the way through the wars, to the First World War, and it's got everything going on there. But absolutely, you can get it. You can cause things to come in just by playing certain music.
Yeah.
And it takes you back, and we're all singing, and the whole lot just lifted, and it makes you feel happy. It makes you feel like they felt at the time. Yeah, really good. I think it's really interesting the way you can manipulate energies to bring
Noreen
that.
says Mill Street is a great location.
It is. Yeah, it is.
It is a good location.
Yeah.
One I've yet to investigate.
Well, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when they're doing them.
Oh, yeah.
Just one more note to just let you guys know. This goes back to buildings, when it comes to history and stuff like that. This is one more note on Summerwind. When we were talking about buildings that, no longer exist, like I said, Summerwind Mansion sadly no longer exists today. Not because it was demolished. It was actually because in the summer of 1988, Summerwind was struck by lightning multiple times. And the entire building was caught on fire and it literally burnt down to the ground. Today, only like the chimneys and part of the foundation remain. That's all that exists of Summerwind Mansion. There were talks before about wanting to rebuild it, but it's unlikely it's ever going to happen. But to kind of go back with what we were saying when it comes to the activity there remains very strong, even with the building is gone. Now, sadly, I would love to investigate the remains of Summerwind if I'm able to. But unfortunately, as of right now, in spite of it being a popular urban spot, unfortunately, it's private property. It's blocked off. Although I think they did say there was one paranormal team up in that part of Wisconsin that has gotten special permission that allows other groups and visitors to investigate it legally. So I don't know which group it is, but if given the chance, that would be one of the locations I would love to investigate and get access to legally through this group.
Yeah.
How old is that place, Nick?
Like I said, it was built in 1916, but like I said, the building was struck by lightning and burned down in 1988. But the foundation, everything pretty much whatever's left of Summerwind, it's pretty much been left to the way it was. It's been left and exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
So it's much of the property area has pretty much been reclaimed by nature. So it's kind of like,
do you think where the lightning
like in a wooded area? What's that?
Do you think where they were hit it? Do you think it could supercharge activity?
Oh yeah, I really believe so. Because you go on different websites and stuff, they'll say the same thing. The building may be gone. All that's left is parts of the chimneys, parts of the foundation, and supposedly it's ghosts. So it's quite obviously clear they have not left. They have not left. They're still there to this day, even with the building gone.
Yeah.
It's now got supercharged ghosts.
Yeah.
What's really odd, they also had a relative. They were kind of doing like a special reading where they were doing they kind of gave almost like a tour, like not a tour, but like a vision where he was somehow back in Summerwind prior to the destruction of it, and they found a land grant that was written in the 1700s. And when they actually went back to apparently find the box where this land grant was found, it was not. They found the box, but long and behold, there was nothing inside of it. They couldn't find anything else inside the box, they said neither anyone who was involved nor any of this family's descendants have ever been able to find the original land grant. The real question is, did it ever exist, or was this particular set was he ever there at all to begin with?
Right, guys, I am going to cut in and say thank you very much for Martin to come on. Welcome to the team. Thank you everyone who obviously joined in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you everybody who's joined us on the panel tonight, guys. Always appreciated. Thank you for next time, as usual.
It's good to be back, and I'm sorry I haven't been on recently. I know I messaged in the chat earlier, but with work and stuff, it's been difficult for me, and also considering that we had Thanksgiving last week.
How difficult was it?
Oh God! Now what's funny is that like the days prior to Thanksgiving, oh my God, we were running our asses around like crazy. It was nuts. But surprisingly, when Thanksgiving, I did work Thanksgiving, but that was my intention, because first off, yes, you get extra pay, but also I got to dress up for Thanksgiving, so it was a fun day too. But to keep it real short, on Thanksgiving Day, because my shift starts at 8 a.m. When I first started working, it was pretty quiet, but then I would say about 9 a.m. is when it started to get a bit busier. But I would say probably by around a little bit early, like around early 11 o'clock, like between those two times was when it was at its busiest. But after 11 o'clock or so, it just died down very quickly. So it wasn't as bad on Thanksgiving. I think people they're just learning to get their stuff ahead of time, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be completely honest.
Go, brother. Go, brother.
I'm going to be honest.
Come on.
Come on, Nick. Let it out, Nick. Let it out.
One holiday where we get the most angry customers, because there are certain things we don't have, like cranberries and stuff like that. I was like, and I can't tell you how much we just want to say, well, you should have gotten it days before. Don't blame that. That's on you. That's your fault for it then. That's not on us.
What do you tell them to do?
I wish I could say.
You wish you could say what?
Yes. I'm still saving for that moment, Lois. I want to do it when the right time comes.
I'm telling you, Nick, honestly, before I leave this planet, I will get you to say that word.
Oh, you will eventually. Just wait. I like to do it when.
Listen,
I kind of like to do it when you very least expect it.
Do you know what? Right? People, say if me and Nick get to St. Peter's Gate and that bastard waits to have that I'm going to kick him all the way back down the stairs. Honestly. But guys, everybody have a
Right.
good weekend and stay
Yeah.
safe. And we will
Yeah,
catch up
and
with you
all
guys
stay
on
safe.
Tuesday. Stay safe,
Especially for-
everyone.
Especially
Bye.
bedroom. Stay
Bye.
warm.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.